Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I feel like I have been away for way too long. I'm always busy, and I know I say that every time, but it's been an exceptionally busy week this past 4 or 5 days, and one of my children had their car vandalized. It's a long story. It just was not a safe situation, and that took a whole day, and of course now we're dealing with insurance, so I just couldn't get on here and record like I wanted to. But I've continued to journal. These journals, they're all called for. I have one. There are 2 in transit and 1 going out tomorrow. I wanted to share a few things before I go off to work this morning. I added this little charm or bracket or whatever to mine. This one, it came off of a belt, so this one has a little, what are these called, like a clasp or whatever on it, and I've just put the tie through that. It doesn't have to stay there. I could hang something from that, but I stitched it to the front. I have some more of these that I might be putting in some kits soon, some paper and fabric kits. Anyway, that's just sewn in. I left this string long. I might put something on it. I'm not sure. I don't have anything in this pocket yet. But I've continued to journal, and I think the last time I left off, I had put this on here. And this was from August 22nd. My best cousin, had a birthday that day. I recently found what was called gossamer paper, and just this really, really beautiful, shiny, it looks like fairy wings or just the gown of a princess. It's just really, really pretty. So I took a piece of that and sewed it onto some wings that I cut out. So that was from August 22nd. I haven't put my entry on here yet. It was just a busy work day, so I'm probably going to end up, I know I'm going to end up just having fun with this page. The only note I made here for Saturday, today was a super busy work day, very tough day. That entry was rough. I have Monday's entry in here, and just some cutouts from a book with vintage fashion in it. I played with this page a little bit. Jason's mom bought me some shirts, and I really like the tags on one of these, so that is in there. I used some watercolor to color the shirt in, and then cut a vintage face from a book. So that's as far as I had gotten, but I really wanted to share on my website, abitofbirdsong.com. There is a tab across the top. One of the tabs says E-zines. I have started making an image zine, and this is the first issue. This one's kind of small because I wanted to just see how long it took to make it, and it's got some original illustrations, and it's got some vintage images. It's got some quotations and some thoughts. I'm going to do one of these on a regular basis, although I don't have a publishing schedule. I don't know if it will be monthly or quarterly or just when the mood hits. So these are free on my website under E-zines. This is the August 2019. The way this is done, so there are 6 pages with this one, and you will see the downloads there. It will show you previews of all the pages. You can click download. These are all saved as PNGs, which is similar to a JPG. It's just an image file, and you can, once it's downloaded, you can print it out. You don't have to bind them. I used a long reach stapler to turn mine to an E-zine or a magazine because I want to keep track of these and keep them on my shelf. It's fun, but you can also just print them and cut the images out. You can see there are quotes, pictures, little things that you can cut out and use, original illustrations, some PNGs that I made from vintage images, and some of them, of course, had the background taken out, like the butterfly, so I could just sit it right on top of the flowers. And kind of a collage page. So just looking at this, see if you printed them out and left them whole, you can use all of these things. So let's just keep going through the book. Love that. And then that's a little sketch and watercolor I did a few days ago. I like the way that turned out. It's really bright. You could use the whole page, or once you save it, you could resize it and print it to make a small journal card or whatever. So there are birds and old postcards, old photographs, and some ideas. Have you ever taken large paper and crayons to a cemetery to trace images from the headstones? That's something I really want to do soon. I know it could end up being a really big tracing, and it would be cool once you're done to take a picture and put it on the computer and print it out. I don't have a scanner that's big enough probably to accommodate the size the scan would be. Maybe though, if it's a small image on a headstone, and of course you don't want to deface anything or destruct anything, be destructive with anything. You just want to carefully trace over the image and definitely keep paper over what you're doing. So, and make sure it's a place where that is allowed. We have a lot of really old cemeteries and family in cemeteries in North Carolina, so I know places where I could go. One cemetery, it's almost all my family, so you know, you just want to make sure you're in a place where you're not going to get in trouble. Anyway, so there's the definition of whimsical, and another image from Godey's Fashions, and there's the back. So how long do I have? I've got a few more minutes. I think I might fill in the dates on these pages and do a little bit of catch-up journaling. So let me get a Sharpie out. I love using Sharpies. So 8/26. This is 8/27. And so that is right, 8/28, which is Wednesday. I think that would be right. So I'm going to just use this kind of for what it's intended for. And I want to use, I want to use this one. I think the ink had smeared just a little bit right there. You know what? I might glue this whole thing in there just to remember the front of that. Oh, I need more glue. I need so many things. But feel free to go to my website. You can use these in your projects. All of this should be copyright free because it is either original art that I did and I'm giving you permission to use it, or it is really old and the copyright is long gone. So there is that. So this kind of goes into the next page. I'm just going to put some blue. I really want some more of these gelatos. I have loved these so much, so I want to get some different colors. And then I like the way you can just blend those. So another Sharpie. Let's get another Sharpie. I'm going to just write a little note here. My very first E-zine. And then we'll go back over here. So the little thought that I put on this page: once upon a time, being always dressed, always presentable was of utmost importance. While our ideas of dressed up have changed, it can still be a powerful thing to wear clothes you love, clothes that are you, to take care of you every single day. And that is really, really important. I'm going to cut this 2 out. Oh, I don't like these scissors. Let me get my little paper scissors. And I know I have to go soon. These days off went by so quickly, and I've had just a few days of nothing but phone calls and updates on what was going on with the car and the behavior of some people. And you know, it doesn't matter where you live, there are criminals who, I guess, take pleasure in destroying property and taking things. And it's just sad, because I don't know, it cuts into time and resources. And so if that's page 1, I guess that would be page 2. I'm going to put it there anyway, because that's sometimes the way I count my pages. They're workable pages, so even though it doesn't really feel like a page, I'm still going to put it right there. There we go. I wonder if I should put the 3 on here. Maybe? Let's just see. Let's see how it looks. But I love dressing up, and I don't mean party dress or whatever, but just wearing things that really make me happy. I think we all have a certain style that we like, and it's really nice to be able, and I do a lot of thrift store shopping. I don't spend a lot of money on clothes, but I still am able to buy things that I really like, things that make me happy. And one of my rules for buying things is I look at it and I ask myself, would I want to wear this right now? If it's not something that I want to put on right this minute and just, you know, really enjoy wearing it, I'm probably not ever going to wear it. If I pick up something and say, oh, I might like this for this certain occasion, or, you know, it needs a little something, but maybe when I get home I can figure it out. No, I don't ever buy anything like that anymore. It's just not worth it, because I usually end up not liking it. It has to knock my socks off in the store, or I just don't get it. So after the rough day, and that's okay. So one of the reasons I printed these the way I did is so when you bind it as a book, it is blank on one side, and you can cut the images out if you want to. I didn't want something, you know, something especially for images, I didn't want to use. You can print it front and back if you're just going to make it as an E-zine to put on the shelf. The numbering might be off, so, but it is something fun to play with. And I'm hoping that I will get better at this as time goes along. I might save things as PDF. I kind of need to read about that and learn a little bit more. So this quote, "The gloom of the world is but a shadow. Behind it, yet within our reach, is joy. Take joy." And I first read that quote in a Tasha Tudor book that I have called Take Joy. And that book, it's a beautiful book. Her illustrations are beautiful. But it just had a lot of really nice sentiments, and a lot of memorable quotes in that one. So I need this. I need to work on taking joy, which brings me to something else. I wrote, or I spoke about how someone said to only write positive things, and sometimes we have to write difficult things. I'm not sure if when I write a lot of negative things, if it makes me in a bad mood. That's something to think about. The more we focus on being positive, maybe the more positive we are. So it's something I'm still working out. I'm not saying that I've changed my mind on sometimes having to just spill things out, but it might be good after doing that to turn your mind again to something really positive, to end things, or to remind yourself that you're not wanting to go into a bad frame of mind again. You needed to get it out and then reset your brain, because sometimes I think it takes a conscious effort to put ourselves in a positive frame of mind. So I need to, so I did watercolor on this. That was not, well, I wonder if the other side is way back here. It was just not colored in. It was sketching like that. So I've had a lot of fun using my watercolors. I'm going to try to tear out his name here. This quote from Fra Giovanni, 1513. And find a place to put that. I'm hoping to do another e-zine really soon because with Halloween approaching, and I cannot wait to start on Halloween journals. With Halloween approaching and fall approaching, it would be nice to have a fall e-zine in time to really use it. And so that's what I will be thinking about. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap it up soon because I need to leave soon. And I have more things to play with. The desk is covered. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back really soon. Thank you for your patience with everything. I appreciate everyone who orders from the shop. And one of the things I've always taken pride in is shipping really, really quickly. With my work being the way it is, if there ever seems like there's a 1 or 2 day delay after it's supposed to go out, sometimes it's because it goes to work with me, and when I come back home, the post office is closed. But know that I am trying to stay on top of it. I love my job. It is a very physically demanding job, though, and my days are long. I work 4 days open to close, and I love that schedule. But anyway, just always feel free to reach out to me and say what's going on, or where is this, or whatever. I think I generally get things out pretty quickly, but that's just, I guess I'm just letting you know that some days it gets really busy, and instead of making it in the AM, it's in the PM when I get to the post office. So thank you so much again, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.